That looks okay. We'll try this. Okay, can you hear us now? I don't know if I don't see anything muted. We might give this a try, and if it doesn't work, is this okay? Give us a thumbs up. Tell us it's okay.
Somebody. There you are.
Do you hear us? Just let us know for sure, and I'll start the whole process over.
I can hear you now.
Excellent.
All right, thank you.
That was weird. I changed some settings and it came right over. So starting over. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. This is kind of out of the blue. I had actually recorded a video and one of the bits, the biggest part of the whole video failed. Some kind of a data error. So I wanted to just then do a live just to get this more interactive and provide everybody with a chance to come back and give us feedback. Now, what we're going to talk about today is the year 2020, what went well, what didn't go well for us for Supreme Gecko. I want to talk about the year 2021 and what we have planned, of course. And then I want to talk about the surveys that everybody did for us. I reached out to you and asked you, show us how we can improve. And you gave me lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of suggestions. So we have a lot of things that we can improve on, and that's great. I would so much rather have great constructive suggestions like that than everybody saying, oh, that was great. You guys are doing great and no changes needed. I know there's changes that can happen everywhere. So I'm just so glad that everybody had great responses to that question. We're going to talk about that. And then finally, we're going to give away a winner from anybody that submitted the survey and then came back to the Facebook pages and said that they were done with doing the survey. I think we were over 100 entries for the survey, so that was fantastic. And from day 11, we also had suggestions. I think we were over 100 there. So being the spreadsheet person that I am, I put everything in categorized and sorted and finalized and analyzed. And I'm not going to go over 200 entries today, but I am going to touch on some of the key points where we can improve on the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas next year. And we can take a look at the Supreme Gecko, the YouTube channel, the website, things that we can change. And we'll talk about those in just a minute. You want to catch some names?
Well, before you go any further, lots of happy birthdays, and how was your birthday? So cover that one.
Birthday was interesting. It was wonderful with the family. Crystal got up and gave me a hug. And usually I have to kind of convince her to give me a hug sometimes if she's leaving or if she's coming in. I don't force her. If she says, no, not today, Grandpa, I just go with it. But she got up and she came over and gave me a hug and said, happy birthday. So that was really, really super cool. Unfortunately, with all the events in the nation, yesterday was kind of riddled with watching some TV and major concerns. I'm glad everybody, well, for the most part, everybody is safe and we got through that. And I'm not going to get into the politics tonight, but from a birthday standpoint, it was a great day. I had a lot of time to kind of sit back and think about how we can go forward with 2021 with Supreme Gecko. So thank you, everybody. I tell you, you guys filled up my Facebook page. I haven't answered any of the happy birthdays. I haven't hit the like. There were just so many, but I'm so grateful for everybody saying happy birthday yesterday. You want to read off some names?
Yeah, we have Ken is here, and Gary is here, Karen is here, Barbara's here, Pumpkin Patch Exotics is here.
Hi, Rose.
Trying to see who
Gary's here.
There. Gary's here.
You didn't say Gary. Gary's here.
I did say Gary.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
I'm going to rewind this.
You weren't listening. Bob's here. NNM Nicole is here.
Who is it?
NNM Nicole. You're going to start already. Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Candace is here.
Hi, Karen.
Fitz family's here. Amanda's here.
Hey.
Kara's here. Stingers and Scales.
Everybody has to do that with me. You.
Jesse's here. Morgan's here. McQuill is here, Stingers and Scales, Morgan, Allie, Charles. We have all of our
Wow.
friends back.
Wow.
Ike, I'm surprised you guys came back after this 12 days. Mary, I think I would have thought
I think
about
everybody's
it.
thinking that we're doing a big 12 Supreme Days. We're doing day 14 of the
No.
12 Supreme Days of Christmas.
No, we are
No, we're
not.
not? Okay.
No. Yeah, there's lots. Pod Solos here.
Whoop whoop to Frank the Tank.
Tank is here.
Excellent.
Yeah, lots of good friends.
You.
Lots of friends.
We're going to get this down, everybody. When I say, when the net reads off that Fitz Family Constrictors is here, and I go, Yoop, everybody's going to type in Yoop, and we're just going to fill up the
whole
chat.
screen.
This is great. I am going to jump.
Trial of giveaways.
Wow. Okay. I am going to go through. I'm going to take everybody's time just for a second, and I hope that this is interesting for everybody. And if it's not, tune out and come back in 5 minutes. But I hope you don't, because this is going to be fun for me. I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to kind of read off some of these things because there's a lot of information, but I'll go through it fairly quickly, and then we're going to come back to comments right after this. So
you're not sharing this, right?
We are not sharing this right now. I just have a page up that I'm going to read through really, really super quick. Okay, the good things that happened to us in 2020. I'm going to start with family because that's the very, very most important. And we had one huge thing that happened to our family in the year 2020. Nanette, you want to talk about this?
Our oldest son got married. Finally, he had to cancel and postpone the wedding in April due to COVID. And we got all the way through to November. And at the beginning of November, we knew we had a wedding in 3 weeks and started to panic a little bit again because the numbers were getting so bad in Wisconsin. But we were able to do it in a safe way, and nobody got sick that attended the wedding that we're aware of. So that was really good. And he is extremely happy, and he has married one awesome girl. We love her. And we gained 2 grandchildren with them.
And we gained grandchildren, and just what an evening. It was such a blend of the families. It was such a good time. You danced, I danced. We all danced.
Thing. Yeah, we did all kinds of things. Her family is big dancing family, and they were dragging us out onto the floor as much as they could. So it's the only time that you would have seen us dancing, and you won't see us dancing at all, Ken. I know that's going to come in the comments.
So the band was excellent. They started the song, and if anybody knows Metallica, what's their big song? Enter Sandman. So they started playing Enter Sandman. I thought, well, this is going to clear the dance floor. Well, Lacey's family got up and danced to Enter Sandman. And it was the biggest thrill of it. Yeah. For me, well, second biggest thrill of the evening. Fun. It was unbelievable. So we just had a blast. Okay.
Mom and Dad, everybody was up.
We're going to take the whole evening just talking about the good things that happened to us.
We were really happy with this one.
We were super happy. And she's calling herself Mrs. Kern, which is Mrs.
Kern. Like within 2 seconds, we keep getting it. She'll call and she'll say, "Hey, it's Mrs. Kern."
So good to see. Facility. So I had made an office upstairs, and just as quick as I put together an office downstairs, I was pulled downstairs because our grandkids are schooling virtually, and I'm here kind of as a babysitter. I've got the ruler. I've got the ruler out, and I hit them on the top of the hands.
Okay, this is live.
Okay, I don't do that. Everybody, I don't do that. Okay. I built an Exoterra stand, 15 enclosures, 12 by 12 by 18. I'm not quite using them yet to their fullest advantage. I was thinking about doing dart frogs, and I think I might move away from that. Put together a new metal stand. I don't even know how many, 24 different tubs, and we so needed more space to grow out animals. We have a nice baby rack, but we needed a grow out rack. What else? Geckos. I think we brought in 5 or 6 new species, Urodactyloides. We brought in the first Wheeleri, Cinctus, Coleonyx brevis, Phelsuma, Clemeri. And if you know these animals, they're some of the must-haves for me. Isopods. Oh my gosh. Brought in Persilio flavormarginatus, Persilio werneri, Oniscus acellus maple, and Mardi Gras. There's Cubaris amber, just way too many to name. I probably brought in about 20 to 25 different types of isopods this year. We bred flame lights, or they bred. I was just there for the ride and to enjoy them, but it was such a neat experience. Social media. On YouTube, we were monetized in February, which some of you might know what that means, some might not, but we made the, what is it, 1,000 subscribers. We're already past that. And then we got the 4,000 hours of view time. So we monetized in February. And if you've been following this channel, you know that all the money that we made this year is going right back to you. All the money that we made this last year is going back to you in a drawing. And everybody now is saying, well, it's already the end of the year. And you said that you'd do a drawing. Well, things got crazy at the end of the year, and that should be coming up next week. We'll do the drawing. And I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. And I'll publish, what we're going to do with that. So stay tuned. It's going to be a big drawing, lots of money, lots of gifts. Okay. I also did the isopod setup review. That was a ton of fun. I think we did about a dozen or so of the isopod setup reviews. A lot of learning, a lot of great feedback. We might pick that up next year or this year and see how that goes. And then finally in December, we made the 5,000 subscriber mark. Not that I was, kind of watching day to day, but to make a mark like that is something, I guess, a line in the sand that I was striving for by the end of the year. So that was pretty cool. Website, we built a new website. It was just a lot. It was a lot of work. Brought it over. I'm way not complete yet. I have so much to do still with that website. Okay, what went bad in 2020?
Facebook, 12 days.
Oh, Facebook, 12
How
days
could you
of
forget
Christmas. So I had hoped, and I've said this before, but I was hoping for about $2,000 to $3,000 in donations. We got over 5,500. I think it's probably closer to $6,000. It just, we had skipped a couple of years. It blew up, and we had not just 12 days, not just 13. We had actually 14 days, and there's so many ideas running in my head already for 2021. Okay, the bad. Family, we had COVID, obviously, and it affected everybody, and it affected us just like everybody else. We had Thanksgiving and Christmas with Zoom meetings, so at least we could reach out, from a technical standpoint and meet everybody and talk through, Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's just not the same. It's hard, especially with your mom and just trying to keep her safe and, obviously other family members. Facility, I need new stands. So all of my stands, a lot of my stands are now getting to be 10, 12, 15 years old. I need to build new stands. So this year I plan on building, well, that's in my goals, but I plan on rebuilding probably 5 or 6 of these stands. They're just so old. When they're tilting and I'm putting up 2x2s to balance, and
You are that.
it's getting
That
crazy,
bad.
folks. It really is. But I'm in desperate need. I keep listening at night for one of them to fall down.
It's not that bad.
Geckos. So we brought in here's 2 things that really hurt this year. We brought in cat geckos and we brought in Europlatus this year, and I wanted something different to work with. Cat geckos are hard. I had an issue with a misting system and didn't realize it until I found one of the Europlatus, and then noticed that the cat geckos were gone too. I still have 2 downstairs, cat geckos, but that was a huge loss. And it always hurts to lose reptiles, but to lose something where it was just a mistake. I love misting systems and they help out so much, but I tell you, we have one little issue with it, and you're so dependent on that system running consistently that it could cause problems. So that's in my routine now to check every single day. We only had really 3 reptile shows that we attended, and that really hurt. But with the online store, that helped a lot. Isopods. I'm not afraid to admit that I struggled with some species. I brought in Cubaris amber, as I mentioned before. I lost the Cubaris amber. I don't know if it was temperature related. I brought in rubber duckies. I wanted to do a video. Waiting for them to show babies. Well, I have babies. They're growing up, which is great, but I'm down to probably 3 or 4 rubber duckies. At least what I can see. I don't want to dig around a lot. There's probably more down there, but Unfortunately, that wasn't a huge success for us. Social media, I really wasn't as active on Instagram as I wanted to be. And I certainly didn't join TikTok. There were some people that said, you've got to be on TikTok. You have to be on TikTok. Well, now with YouTube, with their shorts, maybe that's a direction I go into. But I need to do more in the social media realm, which was one of the suggestions everybody had. Website, here's a biggie. And I'll talk more about this in just a minute, but I still have two websites. I have the old one, and I have the new one. The new one's easier to manage, easier to maintain, easier to navigate, easier to buy stuff from. It's working out really good. I'm getting quite a few orders off of it, but my old website, I probably spent 1,000 hours building that, just putting in all the information that I had, pictures, and I need to push that over to the new website. So that's going to be a focus in the next month or so that I can get, one website instead of having two.
That's like leave the house for a weekend, work on the website.
For a weekend and find 1,000 hours in that weekend. It's going to be a job. It really is. But, at least we have a base started. So here are my goals. I'm going to read these off quick, and then we're going to get into the surveys and the suggestions and look at some comments and the prize. So stick around for that. Facility, I already mentioned that we're going to build a few new racks this year, and we're also going to do something very, very, very different in the facility or in our facility. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that's going to come out. Anyways, no, I'm not going to spill the beans.
This is a surprise to me too.
No, it's not. Okay, geckos. I'm thinking about probably bringing in another 4 or 5 geckos, different species that I want to work with. Isopods, bring in, well, I said 5 or 6, but tomorrow's video, new isopods that just came in today. And that I just got in 3, so you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to watch the video. But my goal of 6 new species was slashed to half with just yesterday's shipment. So we might have to up that to maybe a dozen new species of isopods. Social media, my goal is for YouTube to get to 7,500 subscribers and 100 new videos. 100 new videos out of 360. Thank you. 365 days in a year. 100 of those days, I'll have a video out. So that's my goal.
I'm gonna tick that off on the chart.
Tick that off. Put it up in Sharpie. 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, we're going to be bigger, we're going to be better, we're going to have more promotions, we're going to have more participation, and dare I say, maybe more gifts and bigger gifts. It's going to be crazy. I have 3 new ventures coming in 2021. One will be shown in January, the next one will probably be shown in February-ish, and the third one probably in June, July timeframe. And these are, for me, they're pretty big, pretty substantial. So one of them I was hoping to come through in 2020 with, but with everything else going on, there was no chance for that. And I had to kind of let things settle down a little bit before I showed that. And obviously website, I want to get back to one website. So that's where we stand in our goals, what happened in 2020, what's coming up in 2021. I'm going to let you, Nanette, check the comments to see if there's any questions that anybody had while you do that. And we're kind of switching kind of seats and roles here. Nanette's going to help me a lot with this live stream. I hope it's going good so far. Hope everybody can see us okay. Hope the sound is okay. If you hit a comment, let me know.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay. I'm going to mention with the feedback that we received, again, we received hundreds and hundreds of suggestions, and I bundled them all up and I kind of summarized a lot of them. We're not going to touch on all of them, but tonight I'm going to kind of go through some of them so you know where I'm at with what we want to do with Supreme Gecko YouTube and social media and our website moving forward in the future. And I'm going to work diligently to achieve some of these suggestions.
Well, there's some suggestions about a new Facebook group. I can't talk today. Called Wally Pods. They'd like to see that.
Well, I would join if somebody made it. Is that Bob? Is it Ken? Is it?
Ken.
Okay.
Ken had that one. Several people are commenting about the surprises that you're going to be building and all these new things that I wasn't aware of.
Does anybody have any ideas?
No, they're just surprised that I'm surprised, I think.
Okay.
10,000 rubber duckies will be hiding, hopefully, when you go digging in that box, says Frank.
I hope there's more than 3 or 4 that I'm seeing on the surface. If you know me by now and from my videos, I don't like digging around in the substrate. I don't like bothering isopods. I'll pick up the cork bark or the bark or whatever, sometimes might be maybe every third time just to see if everything's going okay. But I generally really don't look at the isopods in detail, but maybe once a month.
They like your new website. A couple people have commented that it looks good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a long time coming. It should have been here a couple of years ago, but it's here now. So what did Gary say?
Gary has a list of geckos to add. Message me later. Yeah, no, he already has a list, Gary. He doesn't need your help getting more geckos. Angie wants to see
your craft room. If you
my craft room is my
if you
craft
just put
room.
it all upstairs in the
You
attic,
are
I could
not.
That's the biggest room.
You
That's the
are
biggest room
not.
upstairs. I could take that whole craft room
No.
and put up chameleons.
You have
Can
the whole
can anybody
basement.
see that? A whole wall of chameleons and the other wall leopard geckos from
No.
Gary?
Nope. Nope. Okay, Gary, you're going to be taken out of the drawing in about 2 seconds. We are not adding 15 more species to our house. She's facility.
She's hovering right now over Gary's name and hide.
He did. Thank you for sending somebody over to the site, though. He did send somebody over.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right.
That's Gary.
Angie would love to see a live video of your facility.
Oh, that's a toughie.
That's a hard one.
That's a toughie because there's just so much going on. I always feel like I used to have people over here, and it was far smaller than it is right now. Nobody would believe this if I kind of even started talking about how big the facility. It's the whole basement. So, when I say that there's 500 or 600 enclosures, and I filled probably 2/3 of them with animals, to cover that many in detail and talk about I could take the camera and I can pan out, but I feel like I'm just not doing justice to what the facility is all about. Also, a lot of these racks are older, and I'm kind of, to be very, very honest, I'm kind of embarrassed by they're being held up with toothpicks and paper clips and
zip ties.
So I try to zip tie a stand to a stand to a stand and hope that first stand is built halfway decent so it can hold up all 10 of the other stands. No, seriously, it's a lot of work to maintain the facility, and I'm not complaining about that at all. It's just I don't feel like I would do it justice. Okay, any other?
I'm not going to budge on my craft room. Thank you, Candace. It's mine. Mine.
We'll talk.
No, we aren't talking.
We're
not having no chit chats.
As Tony would say, we'll have a little sit down over this.
Yeah, we are not having a sit down because it's done. You have inspired me to raise my own isopod cultures. I went from 1 to 9 different species in only 1 year. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is cool.
And the whole house will not be geckos. He took over the basement. I used to do daycare in my basement. I had a licensed daycare for years. I retired at one point, about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Within the week, the daycare room was filled with gecko stands. It took a week, and he was already building and filling up the room. So, no, he can't have any more space.
I tend not to do things
not
small.
Little. No, you don't.
When I got into fish, people know this, and I apologize for repeating over and over, but when I was into fish, I was keeping about 125 tanks. When I was done with fish, I sold everything, the blower, the fish, the tanks, all the supplies in 1 day. I was done. I'm done. Had a friend help me, and we cleared the room cleared the rooms in one day. So my biggest fear in the last 20 years of keeping reptiles was getting into dart frogs. And I just knew if I got into dart frogs, they would be all over the house because you can keep dart frogs. I thought you could keep dart frogs in small enclosures. And once I realized this last summer that I probably wouldn't do them justice because you really need to spend a lot of time. And time isn't the big thing, but you can't. I didn't feel like I would do them justice and the geckos and the isopods by getting a wall of dart frogs. My fear was that I wouldn't spend the time that they required to have individual care for every single one like they really need. So, but I tell you, if yeah, no,
Selling stuff in one day, we had a whole group of people that we knew, and a bunch of guys came up from Chicago, and we just went through and went tank by tank, basically. Forging in the Woods video, yeah, that would be really fun to watch it, Angie. Good luck on that one.
I'm going to jump over, unless anybody else has any questions. And what I want to do now is go through your suggestions, high level, and I want to talk about every single one and what my plans are. And Annette's going to drive this, and I greatly appreciate her doing this. I want to thank everybody for being extremely honest. There were some great suggestions, and this is not the whole list. There's so many good suggestions. I've got them all written down. I'm going to revisit this list of suggestions at least once a month myself to make sure I'm on a plan for the whole year to make some major accomplishments with this. So let's go ahead and start showing some of these. Okay, so I've pretty much broke down the whole list by a couple of things. The 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, because I asked you specifically to talk about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I asked you to talk about or give me suggestions on YouTube, on the web page, on social media. So I kind of broke it down all into that. So the very first category we're going to look at here is the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. And Sherry Goodman came back, and this was consistent with about 5, 6, 7 people about having more organization, having a script, being kind of more in line with not jumping around. And as Sherry said, I loved her comment, maybe land the plane sooner at times. So here I go with my rambling. The point is that, I get into these conversations about geckos, isopods, or the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, and I talk, and I could go on. I swear, some of our live streams on the giveaways were a half hour, 40 minutes. They could have been 2 hours easy, but I probably would have said the same thing 10 times. So next, and I had scripts, we have scripts for every single day, and we go through those, and we stay pretty much on task, but it does feel like sometimes I'm saying the same thing over and over. So we're going to work harder on that, and just kind of watch the questions, Nanette.
Yep, somebody just said the ride was half the fun.
Frank says only had 10 questions on the link. It was simple and fun. I've done surveys before. I was in telemarketing. I specialized in customer support, support management systems. So I'm not saying that the survey was perfect, but it was directed to ask very specific questions and to try to make it easy for everybody so everybody could jump in. I hate the surveys where you click and you take some time and you finish it off and you hit next and you're 1% done, knowing that this is going to be 10 or 15. I wanted everybody in there and out in a minute, minute and a half. And actually on the survey results, I think the average time was 1:10 or 1:20. It really worked, I thought.
Morgan made a comment that she guesses because she tends to be the same way with things, but she does love your rambling. Somebody does.
Somebody does. One person. Thank you, Morgan. One person likes my rambling. No, I'm sure that people appreciate it, but also I know people don't have 45 minutes every giveaway, and we were giving away gifts about every other night. So I know people don't have 45 or almost 3 hours a week to devote to these live streams. So I can appreciate that. I don't think you need to hide. I think you can just go to the next one and just show. Click on it.
You told me I had to hide.
Sorry, now I'm driving.
Not surprising.
Okay. This is from Dale Delatorre from DVD Pet, and I strongly suggest, and here I'm going to ramble again. Everybody go to the video that shows all of the gifts. Go to a vendor that supported the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas with a donation. Go to their page and say thank you. Okay. So Dale is saying, often go over the same information multiple times. I'm not going to repeat myself because that would be repeating myself, but it's kind of the same point.
Is he saying that you were doing it too often, or you need to do it?
No, it's saying that I'm going over the same information. And people don't read these as critical and complaining. And this is what I wanted to see. I really, really, really wanted to see these very constructive comments.
Bob said it's good because he forgets quickly. So if you go over and over it, he remembers it then.
Go over what?
Exactly.
What word? Okay.
We're gonna try it your way now. Ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, it worked.
Olivia Griffith, announcing winners at the beginning of your video would be best for those who have crazy schedules. Absolutely. So if you know YouTube at all, you know, Gary, what's the one thing that you want from YouTube videos, YouTube live streams? You want everybody to stay the whole time that you're podcasting or video doing the live stream. So not that I want to keep everybody here for 4 hours and get big numbers on YouTube and monetization. I want everybody to feel comfortable with a half hour to 40-minute stream. If I know, you know what would happen. If I announce winners within the first 5 minutes, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
They're going to leave you.
They're going to bail. I would bail. Maybe not. You know, there's a lot of people that are putting out great content on YouTube. I would stay the whole time. Jason from Fritz Family Constrictors. I watch his videos. I love them to death. And if he's doing a giveaway or not giving, I don't care when he would do the giveaway. I watch his videos the whole time, all the way through. But the thing is that some people would just leave after the winner is announced. So that was all intentional to try to string it out a little bit and kind of you know, before I set the hook and give out the prizes. I know that sounds kind of harsh,
but you were also giving a lot of information about the vendors, and you were like you were building it up to it. If you didn't, then it would be, what would you talk about? You would just ramble.
Okay, let's pick a winner, and okay, we're done.
I
would just ramble. Yeah, I probably would still just ramble.
Took a few seconds for you to get it. Ready?
Wait, are you saying I'm slow?
No, not at all.
Okay, Paige Lasser says, hire a professional AV specialist or editor.
Not the tech person that I was that like shut everything down.
Technical difficulties. Everybody's going to have issues like that, no matter what live stream you go to. Everybody's going to have occasional issues. Hiring a professional sounds like such a great idea. I would love to hire a professional, have somebody, but that means that they have to sit here. I don't know if you could manage something like this remotely. Now, having said that, I think if we had somebody, a third person here, I don't think our living room could fit, you know, more than the three of us here. But if we had a third person driving the bus, I think that, or landing the plane, I don't think that, I think it would go smoother, but there's obviously a cost benefit, you know, that has to be determined. So it is what it is. I'll practice more. I'll become more familiar. I mean, when we started this, we were still kind of, you know, flipping coins. What should we do? The survey site that we used kind of didn't, it was so much easier than cutting up names and things like that. But it also presented some problems as well. So we're going to work that through for the next giveaway. Do we have any questions?
And you can probably do this remotely. This is the year that we learned how to do everything remotely, but it still would be a lot to do it that way. And it's more fun to do it this way.
Dave says, I'd stay. I don't mind you talking. LOL, but you most, oh, I just lost it. He said something else. We'll never find it now.
Who was it?
That was Dave. That was DEA. Oh, never mind. So Dave says that he would stay. It's tough when you have so many other
You're
things going on. There we go. I said most people would leave. Yes, exactly, Dave. It's just the fact. It is what it is.
Somebody says that you are a home business. You don't need a professional editor. It's not your niche. And that's what they expect. People expect to see us flounder.
I think this is like
Basically.
this is like NASCAR. This is like hockey. People go to a hockey game to see the gloves drop and to see the fisticuffs. Nanette does. Nanette just loves fights and hockey.
Good hockey
People go to NASCAR to see a wreck. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. But Karen, you come to every single one of our live streams and you see a fight. You see a wreck like in NASCAR.
Karen, good point. She likes the home field. She teaches online and tech stuff happens, and it does. You have no control. Sometimes it just happens.
Was that Forrest Gump with the shirt and stuff happens?
Stuff happens. It makes it more fun and more suspenseful when it's longer.
Okay, let's hit another question here.
Let's see. Oh, I have to go over here. See, I'm learning.
You're doing great. Thank you. Okay. So I took away some of the names because these were, or I couldn't add the names because these were survey answers. Whoops. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong place. Sorry.
Pay attention.
So advertise before giveaway. Winners. Okay. So these are multiple points. I'm going to go through them real quick. Advertise before giveaway. So we did do the pre-12 Supreme Days of Christmas. That worked great. Unfortunately, I think I needed to get out there more. And my list of donors this year was not, I mean, I was pulling from 3 years prior, and, a number of vendors and breeders that I was calling said, well, I'm not really breeding that anymore. So now I have a list. And I also have more exposure, and I also have people that have contacted me during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas and after saying, I want to donate. So I've built my list. Gosh, that's what I do. I build lists. So I have a lot more information to pull into 2021 earlier, and we will absolutely put this out there far in advance of, I think I put everything out there at the beginning of November for the start of, the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, the day after Thanksgiving. So maybe we'll back that off another month and get the web pages going and, contact as many people as we possibly can. Do you have a comment?
Oh, Frank and Ken are picking on each other.
See, hockey game. I told you a fight would break out.
Somebody said it was more funny because it's not professional. Oh, down here wants to enter next or donate next year.
Please contact me on Facebook and mention that you saw this live stream and that you want to contact or that you want to donate.
Good night, Karen. Sorry you can't stay.
Karen, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it greatly. Okay. Oh, I didn't finish all of them. Okay.
What?
Sorry, go back to that one.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Winners earlier, we talked about that. Add donors to live stream. That was such a great thing. I wish I would have thought of that a lot earlier. We had Gary on, we had Miles, we had Ryan on. I thought that was great. And they took 5 minutes and they just explained what they do and who they are. 2021, we're going to have far more. And again, we're going to try to keep it, excuse me, the whole giveaway slim, but we are going to have more people on live stream. Only win once. There were a lot of great suggestions here. That's one that I don't know if I'm going to change because, again, if we announce the winner early in the live stream, people are going to jump out. If we say, hey, you won day one, so thank you very much for participating, but you don't get to participate day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's cool. I think if I were a person that won day one, I'd be like, but a lot of your bigger gifts are day 11 and 12. I mean, the day one gifts were super nice. Don't get me wrong, but we had some unbelievable gifts later on in the giveaway. I would be concerned that I was eliminated on day one. I might not even enter on day one if I knew that that was a rule. So we want to keep up this whole, participation thing. So I know it's tough when you put a name in, you haven't won for 3 or 4 years. I know a lot of you folks have done that, and to see the same name pulled like almost every other, not every other day, but twice within a couple of days. I know that's tough, but I think that we're going to leave that one alone. Sorry. Go ahead.
Candace made a comment earlier and she said she can't even enter the giveaways, but she comes and stays.
Oh, Candace, where are you? Are you in the UK?
It's either that or she's not a
Canada?
Facebook, maybe. I don't know.
No. And we'll
But
address
that's-
that
yep.
later, but this is open to Facebook, YouTube, and certainly the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I mentioned that everybody could email me. We're going to take entries no matter what we do. But we don't take entries from overseas, but I am going to work my butt off to make sure that in 2021 we have gifts in the UK and in Canada so that we have participation in those two countries so people can watch this and they can participate and they can get gifts. I'm going to talk to vendors. I've got a list kind of coming here. So, we're going to have gifts in 2021 from UK and Canada. Okay.
There was something up here for Ken said if you need any help with your tech, he can help you, but only you get help. So you need to let him know.
I need as much help as I can get.
Next one.
Okay. More giveaways to live stream. This was a great suggestion. So what they mean by that is, if you come to the live stream, we had some days that had 6. We had one day that had 8 gifts. We had one day that had 8 gifts. So if we pulled 1 or 2 of those gifts into the live stream, hey, you made it to the live stream. Let's give you a gift because you made it to the live stream. I think that's a great idea. I don't think we should do that for all 12 days, but I think that we did that, I think once. I think that if we did that 4 or 5, 6 of the days, I think that would add a lot of interest. Add lists of winners. Yeah, I fell down on this. So I have my list. I have my spreadsheet with all the donations, all the winners, and in massive detail. But I didn't make that public other than these live streams. We published the live streams and it had the winners there, but I'll have a list where everybody knows what, the gifts were that were given away. So they know if they won or not. Now, we're not going to do a live stream and then immediately publish the list because that kind of defeats the purpose, but we'll wait maybe a couple of days before the next live stream, and just before the next live stream, we'll publish those names. Only when once we talked about that. I don't know why I put it in twice. Okay, next one.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is big. Technical. This is from a technical standpoint. Ken's going to help me with this. Add skills. Have multiple screens. Improve your lighting. Improve your sound. Buy a new camera. Maybe if I hire somebody, maybe they have a camera that they can bring to the show and help. We just got a camera a year ago.
I just don't know how to use it.
I just don't know how to use it. Add the skills. So, I am getting better. I mean, if everybody saw our videos a year ago, they would know that I'm getting better. Well, you have to get better from really, really bad, I guess. We'll get there, and I do need to practice this. Next year, it'll be much, much, much smoother. Let me ask everybody here. Give me a good, give me a bad, or give me an okay for the lighting and the sound. And if it's one or over the other one that's bad or good, for right now, how does this look to everybody? Does this look good? Does the lighting look good? Does the sound look good? Any issues whatsoever? Is this acceptable? Is it not acceptable? Or is it's pretty good? Let me know. I'd appreciate that in the comments right now. We've got one good, we've got one fine. And while you say that, we're going to go on to the next one.
Sorry, our neighbor is walking by and just stopped looking in our window because we've got all these lights in here.
That's it. I'm going to moon them.
Yeah, sit down. All right. You're starting a new section now,
I am starting, go ahead and show it.
just so you.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the website just really quick because I think that there's going to be one big issue, but I did want to read this real quick. Andrew mentioned I Googled Supreme Gecko and your old site, not the Square site, not the sales site, popped up. I know. So I need to find the time to bring over all the old stuff into the new site, hopefully in the next couple of months. Next one. Or did we have?
Oh, no, I'm just.
Sound and lighting are good.
Lighting is good. Angie suggested next year that maybe we have more Christmas decorations, because what we have is low right now, and we can't see it really. So she said maybe have Christmas decorations up next year, like maybe the tree or something we'll have over here.
Now that it's after Christmas, now you see our Christmas
We'll
decorations.
change it all up. Yeah, that I still haven't taken down. All right. Banner.
I think everybody's saying that it's good, but I'll go back to this chat and I'll catch up and make sure. Okay, let's go to Liz.
I just gave you the next one.
Okay, I'm a second behind here. I think there's a lag between you and me. I think there's a 5-second delay.
Never mind.
Liz says if people are typing in Supreme Gecko, okay, we already talked about that. It goes to the old site. Liz also mentioned on the new site, some of the articles are really super long and I need links to go to one individual article. So a page has like 3 long articles you have to page way down. So I'll fix that, but I'm going to bring over the old site first. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to fix all of those links so it's much easier, much nicer to navigate. So let's go to the next one. Rose said that the sound cuts out once in a while. Anybody else, does the sound cut out once in a while? Okay, next one.
You just had me go, and that's the next one.
Oh, okay. Links to articles. I just talked about that.
Okay, I wasn't listening to you.
Really? Okay.
Surprise.
Did you show? Okay.
That's the next one.
I can't read that. Casada IG store. I see it's out of stock. That's another thing. It's out of stock because we're working frantically to fill our inventory. And it seems like whenever I fill inventory, the animals sell pretty quickly. Now, next year, we've been out of crested geckos. It's taken me 2 years to build up stock again. So we'll get there. We'll get there with the leopard geckos, Paragador Picta. We're there. Isopods, we're kind of there, but we're out of stock on a lot of isopods as well. We'll get there. We're working on it. That's one of my main priorities, obviously, in the facilities to build up stock.
You got people asking how you get to your new site. How do you get to the new site, it says?
Anybody here, can you jump over if you know the new site? If you go to the old site and then go to store and click on store, you'll go to the new site.
To Square site in your video description.
I can do that after this video. I'll put and I thought the link to the new site was in the YouTube description. But anyways, I'll do that.
Your store button is at the very bottom, and you should put that up at the top.
Okay, I'll watch for these.
You watch these.
Go back and look at these. Thank you very much for sharing this.
Button. Yeah, I knew that.
Gus said
I
the
work
same
with
thing.
kids that can't spell. It's okay.
Like me.
And a husband that can't spell.
Okay,
You
YouTube
ready?
videos. Let's crush this real quick. Then we're going to get on to our giveaway.
I did.
Okay,
I crushed it. Let's go.
Gene is saying more videos. That was a common theme. So I think that because of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, I got away from doing isopod videos. I got away from doing gecko videos, and that hurt me. I think that you missed those videos as well. I have a video coming out tomorrow on isopods. I have cross your fingers. I have a huge one coming out Tuesday.
Oh,
huge one.
glad I'm at work.
Huge one. Yeah, I swear a lot during the editing part of this. So
You better not be. Crystal's here.
I tell her earmuffs. Nobody's going to get that joke. So
Oh, I'm sure somebody will.
so more videos in 2021 is coming. So bear with me and thank you for your patience. Okay, next one. Or I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just making sure. You're going to have to look at some of the comments for your website.
Thank you, Bob. I saw your comment before Nanette quickly clicked off of it. Okay, Bob Purcell, more species highlight and care guides. Videos highlight the various geckos in your collection. We'll get there. So yes, we'll get there. Next. Vincent says more isopod videos. Thank you, Vincent. Next one. We had so many people giving me suggestions on do this kind of a video, do that kind of a video. I really wanted to highlight a couple of these. Reptile show etiquette. I have it on my list. I really want to do that, but we haven't had a reptile show in a while to be able to do that. How you should handle yourself. Example, and Gary, you probably know a couple of these. Don't walk up to a table and say, hey, they're selling this animal for $10 less. Why are yours more expensive? Anyways, how to shop at reptile shows, how to look for animals. Such a great suggestion. How to be a part of the community. Great suggestion. Facility tour. I've done 2 videos on the facility so far. I'm expecting at least 4 to 5 to 6 in 2021. Live streams, big breeders. Just wait. It's a coming. It's a coming. I've got a couple of big breeders in line, and I'm really excited. Just at least, picking their brain on geckos and isopods. So hang in there, folks.
Somebody is suggesting a personal tour of the facility. One of those local prize pickups.
Ooh.
That's an interesting one.
That is
Somebody else
interesting.
is also saying pre-tape your videos so you just upload them during the 12 days.
The problem with
Some of that can be
is
done.
some of that can be done. The problem with that is that it changed. I would say probably 30 to 40% of our gifts this year changed.
Yeah.
Is that nuts?
Yeah.
And as well, I would say probably 25% of our gifts, even though I was asking for gifts in November, by the pre-giveaway date, we still had not confirmed on, and this is no fault to the vendors or breeders.
It just was life.
It's life. It's what's happening right now. We just didn't get, the confirmations and the finalization in until we actually started the giveaway. So that's a great idea, and that would save a lot of time. It's sometimes impractical, but I could look at that structure a little bit. Okay.
You're gonna have to go back through here and look at some of
these ideas, Josh.
There's
these
been
ideas
several.
are excellent.
You're getting some good ones, except for the break dancing one. Frank, if he dances and he gets hurt, then there's no videos. Then it's just going to be me working
so it's a win-win
in the facility.
It's a win-win situation.
Well, it could be for some people, but
You
I'll
don't
be
wanna see
working in
me
the
break
facility
dance.
the
Come on,
entire
let's
time.
do the arm thing.
No, just not
No?
happening.
Okay. So you guys mentioned multiple screens. We have 2 screens, and sometimes we even run 3 screens. So
And he doesn't know which one to look at.
I have no comment to that because I don't. Okay, miscellaneous stuff. This is our last category, and then we're going to pick a winner. I think that's the next thing that we're doing. Yeah, I should have a script here. So.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, miscellaneous. Logan says make some sort of more interactive viewer experience, like polling for topics. That's a great idea. Isn't that a great idea? Love it.
I was reading the comments, sorry.
Oh.
Yes, it is very good.
Did we have a good comment there?
Yes. Clarification on the pre-taping was pre-tape your isopods and gecko videos and upload those during your 12 days so that you have videos still going on during the other chaos that's going on.
That is a fantastic idea.
Really
I love
good.
it. Now, can I be that organized that I actually have
yes, you can.
like 12 videos in the bag ready to go?
You should, because you've gotten 500 ideas now, so there should be no problem why you can't just be cranking out videos and just pulling them over. Get to it.
Whoever made that suggestion, thank you very much. That is a really good suggestion.
List and go.
Okay, next.
Frank will come and take care of Broken Wally. That kind of scares me.
That's a lot of duct tape. That's a lot of super glue.
Yes.
Right, Gus? Yeah.
Gus, you're right. All right, Evie. Here you go. Pay attention.
Evie said post more and across multiple platforms, even joining more reptile groups. Not just for business, but helping to educate could really increase your fan base. Yes, it could. I have intentionally, don't be hovering over that, X. My gosh.
I'll do it again.
Shut the hole. Okay, so as some people might know, there's some really, really, really good Facebook groups out there. There's some really, really, really bad Facebook groups. And there's a lot in between. There's some really good isopod groups out there. There's some good gecko groups out there. I struggle with just, folks, I get at least 24 messages a day, at least, sometimes 4 messages that I'm answering. I'm not complaining at all. But what I am finding is that to do some of the other stuff and to answer those messages as they need to be answered fully, and going back and forth with multiple answers, it's sometimes hard to get into the Facebook groups. And I love talking about animals, obviously, so I need to do that more. I'll selectively pick the Facebook groups that I'll post to, but I will try to post more on Instagram and some of the other sites.
Somebody said to drive the traffic to the website, you could put polls on there for video topics. Connect it all together.
Good idea. I love it.
All right, let me go to this.
Brilliant. Okay, almost there, folks.
I moved it.
Okay, I'm just slow. Have a pet mascot. I love this. We never brought up like poppy seed or
Poppy seed that you see.
yeah. It's always fun to see an animal, and having one with you for your videos may pique the interest of younger ones and would be cool to look at. There you go. If I can catch some younger keepers that are interested in keeping animals with bringing an animal actually into the video, I'm all for that. Good call. Peggy says, I would like to see more dog obedience videos. What? I can't teach Gus to come to me, so I don't know if that's going to work. Gus, sit. No. Nope. Gus, stay. No. All right, next one. Nope.
That was on the survey?
That was on the survey. Dance. Dance
I
for us,
wonder where
Wally.
that came from with the ones, well, there's a few comments up here about you dancing and then throwing money into the giveaway.
So instead of like clicking a glass or something, I would dance and people would contribute to the giveaway?
That kind of is what
Maybe.
I think I was reading.
Okay, next.
I kind of
move
left
on.
it because it kind of scared me.
Survey. This was from the survey.
Let Angie
Let Angie win. I wonder who put that in. Love you, Angie.
He took your name out tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I did not.
No, Gary's name came out because he was being sassy.
We're running on almost an hour, so I am going to thank no, Stingers and Scale says dance. No, just no.
Both of
I
my
danced the
kids
last stream.
cheer when they hear Wally Kern's video is on. They love it. That's cool.
Thank you. I know that's Bob, right?
Yeah,
thank
Morgan.
you, Bob. Morgan?
Morgan said that.
Thank you, Morgan.
And then Bob also said his kids like your video.
Thanks.
You entertain the kids well.
Okay, so I did dance the last video for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas that we did. I did the gator. So if anybody wants to see me dance, go back. Did you take the camera and show me doing the gator?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Wow. So I danced. She didn't get it on camera. It's her fault. Sorry, folks. You had the golden opportunity right there for you, and
I blew it.
We blew it.
Maybe I'm fired now as a technical person. Yes.
I do like the mascot idea. That's really cool. All right, let's
put that on there.
Did you think I wouldn't? Okay, so bag, lots of, see, here's the lighting thing, and I can't turn it the right way, and nobody's going to see it.
Hear all the noise.
So I'm going to drop all these. I swear
Don't
to
do
goodness.
that because
so we have a bunch.
Well, they're all
I think there were like, I don't even know. There were 100 names. Gator. Okay. So do you want to draw or do you want me to? Okay, we're going to draw one name.
Remember?
This is for the $50 Supreme Gecko gift certificate. Oh, you dropped one on the floor, but that's not the one that you.
I had it in my hand.
Okay, this is, I'm going to see if I can do this. Brandon, so I did this like in a font that was twice as big, so it would show up a little bit better.
Jones.
Brandon Jones. Almost said Johnson. I don't know why. Brandon Jones. So Brandon,
Read it.
this was on Facebook. Yes, it was on Facebook, so I can contact you. If you're watching, let me know. But I'm gonna put it over there. I'm not gonna put it in the back. Let us know, and I'll contact you. That was a lot of fun, and this is such a small thing to give away for all the work that you did in putting together those suggestions and putting together the survey. I want to thank everybody. This has been a blast. I can't believe we still have 42, 40 people.
You said yeah. Is that who that is?
Is that,
Stingers and Scales, is that Brandon?
are you Brandon?
He says, yeah, I won, so I'm hoping that's right.
Contact me and let me know.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. You. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I had a blast, as always. Thank you very much, Nanette, for driving and not crashing and not shutting the whole thing down on us again. And, no, thank you very much. This was a great
time.
Yeah,
One.
I'm gonna use that till it breaks.
I seem to think I've got a couple things above you too. Remember?
I know you do.
Like yesterday?
I don't remember yesterday.
Crystal will.
And that's for another live show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
That is Brandon.
Thank you very much.
See you in
Contact me on
Janesville.
Facebook, Brandon. Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Have a nice weekend.